Hello guys, so today in today's tutorial we're going to be creating a banner, those kind of banners you see on billboard on the road. You see those kind of big banners, those landscape type of banners. So that's what we're going to be creating. So our image size, we'll be setting it to 1400 by 720 and click on OK. So this is how it's going to be. So you add your grid, you make your grid a 2x2 grid, 2x2, and you try and position it up here, position down here, position left, position by the right, and we'll lock it. So this is it. So we're going to add our shape for the background. So let's enlarge it and place it here. Color we're using a black color. Clicking on tick mark. So come to our layer and delete this text because we won't be needing it. So after we've done that, we're going to creating a shape. So change it to a circle and expand it, and yeah, place it just here. So what we're going to do, click on our tick mark and we'll make a copy of it. We'll place it just directly on top of it here. Let's change the color so that you can see what is happening. Let's reduce the opacity and increase the stroke width to the highest, and this is a lower one, and change the color so that we can see. So let's bring the stroke a bit lower. Let's do stroke at 32. Then when we have done that, we'll come down here and come to our gradient, and we'll be adding these gradients to it. So let me show you how to do it. So click on plus. At default, this is the type of gradient you see. So you click on plus, you tap on this side, drag it here, and drag this one to this side. So we'll come to the darker side first to change the color. So this is the color we'll be using. There's bright shade of orange. So we'll click on our OK. So this one, we'll click here and reduce the opacity to 0 and click on OK. So when you click OK, you can see I've added our effect. So you can choose to change it. Let me change direction of it and bring it down here so that you can see it cover here. So we click on our tick mark. So we'll come to our layers and we're going to match this white circle on the background. Match them. So match them, drag it down to the back, and click on tick mark and lock these two layers. So I've locked it. Let's come back here and align this properly to this shape, and there you have it. So let me bring it down a little, and yeah, this okay. So we'll lock this back. After I've locked it, so next we're going to be adding our text, and for our text, let me show you how we're going to do it. So we'll come here and add our text. So let's zoom into this part here so I'll focus mainly on our text. Yeah, it's okay. So I'm going to start by typing the name of our company, Trendy, and click on OK, and change our font to a Montserrat font. I'm going to be using a Montserrat bold. This is a black. Click on OK. It is the size, and drag it and drop it up here first. So when we have done that, we'll make a copy of it and drag it here. Double tap and type this season, make it in capital letter. Click on OK, changing the font style. So we'll come here, be using a Montserrat regular, click on OK and drop this just here. So once we have done that, we can align our grid so that we can, let's remove this grid, let's drag it here to this side to set our border for our work. So lock it back. So once we have done that, make a copy of this text again and double tap and type special. So special, make it in capital letter and click on OK. Then we'll increase it, the size, increase it. Yeah. Once we have done that, we'll come to our font and change the font style. Be using a Montserrat semi-bold. This is a Montserrat bold, and click on OK. Place it here, make a copy again of it, drag it to the bottom, edit it, delete, and type offer with an exclamation mark and make it in capital letter and click on OK. So as you can see, so we're going to change the color of this text using the same orange color. Just come here and use this orange color. Yeah, this one and click on OK. So once we have done that, let's see, this is our write up, so try and align it. Yeah, this is okay. So once we have done that, now we're going to add on that text at the bottom. Make a copy, tab, delete, and type sale up to, let's put 95%, and click on, make it capital letter and click on OK. Then we'll drag it to the bottom, reduce the size. Then we'll change our font style. Font, be using a semi-bold. Let's bring it down to medium. Click on OK. Then we're going to reduce the size to make it fit directly under this offer. So we'll drag it. Yeah, I think this is okay. So once we have done that, let's just add maybe a dummy text at the bottom. So click on this, then we'll come here and change our font. 10.0 regular. Click on OK. So I've done that. We want to reduce our size. So I've done that. We'll come and align our text to the left and click on tick mark. So once you have done that, let's make it a bit wider. Yeah, it's okay. So place this just here. So I've done that. Let's lock all these layers to avoid movement. So next we're going to add deep space for our website. Come to our shapes and change the shape to this shape. Then once we are done with that, we'll change the color to that same orange color. Yeah, this color, and click on our tick mark. So we'll come here and we'll crop it. So let's crop it and cut off this part, like to the middle. Let's cut middle section of this, as you can see, middle section. Then we'll click on our tick mark, as you can see. So we're going to reduce the size and place it at the bottom. Reduce the size again. Yeah, this is okay. So we'll place it just here. I'm done with that. Let's zoom into this part here to make some works to it. Let's zoom out first. So get our shape. We'll add on that shape from our gallery, from our shapes tool. Then we'll use this triangle bar. So once we're done with that, we'll click on our tick mark. We'll now come here and come to our 3D rotate. Then we'll rotate it this one like this to 180 and leave this one with y-axis to 0. You can see it's almost matching to this shape we created at the bottom. Then we'll click on OK. So we'll drag this down and reduce the size and drop it to the bottom. So we'll zoom into this part to make our work. So come here, reduce the size. Let's keep reducing. Let's zoom in again. Yeah, this is the highest we can go. So we'll zoom in and try and place this just here. Then we'll come to our layers and place it directly behind this shape. So once we have done that, we'll come to our position and reduce it to 3 and bring it outside just a little. Yeah, you can see here you have it. So come to our layers and lock it. So we'll move to the right here, zoom out a bit. Then we'll add our website link. So text and type www.mywebsite.com and click on OK. I'm going to change the font. I'm using a Montserrat semi-bold. This is a medium. Click on OK. Then we'll change the color to a black color. Then we'll come here and reduce the size. Reduce the size. Let's see where we're placing this. Reduce the size again. And drop this here. So what we're going to do, let's come to our layers and we'll merge these two shapes together. So layers, merge these two shapes. Once I've done that, you can see they're together. So close our layer back and reduce it a little bit, and yeah, drop it just there. So we'll drag it and place it behind this again, and we'll lock it. So once we have locked it, we can now align our text properly to make it fit. Then we can now add a spacing to our text. Come here to spacing and increase it a bit. Yeah, this is just right. So we'll come to our layers and we'll lock it. So we'll still need to use this again, this shape here. So let's zoom out a bit first. You can see our banner is taking shape. So we'll zoom into the top and add our logo. So let's come here and unlock this trendy and shift it to the right a bit. Then we'll now come to from our gallery. We add in a cut. You can use let's use this one. Then if I'm going to rotate it like this, flip it to the right to face this way, and click on the tick mark. So as you can see, this is it. So let's zoom in. Zoom in and drag it here. Drag it here. Easy, I'll rotate it so that the text can come behind it, as you have seen. So we're going to change the color. Let's come here, come to color. I'm going to give it a gradient fill. So using that gradient we use, just copy it, click on it, but we're still going to add it because it's making the green part out. So we'll do like this and change the color to a brighter color. Let's increase this, brighter orange, and click on OK. As you can see, there's a difference between two of them. So we'll click on OK. So you can see we've added it. So next we're going to lock this and lock our logo name. So our guidelines have gone. So next, what we're going to do, we're going to be adding our image. So we'll come to here and click on this and we'll erase the color, the white color. When you come to erase color, enable it, automatically remove the white. So you can increase the tolerance all the way to the highest, and you click on your tick mark to perfectly remove the distinct. But if you're using another color of background and you're increasing to the highest, it might end up cleaning out the background two together. So click on our tick mark. So I'm going to add our image from our gallery. So let's use this image to complement our color. Yeah, click on our tick mark. So we'll expand this and drop it here. So come to our layers and drag this to the bottom, like to the bottom, and yeah, here you have it. So you can place it the way you want. So next we're just going to be adding some kind of like shapes. But before we do that, I'm going to be adding this shape again to the other side. So get a copy of it and we'll drag it to this side. So we'll come to our 3D rotate again for 3D rotate, and leave this back at 0. I'm going to be using this, so to change it to the other way. So we'll click on our tick mark. So let's come to our grid line and edit it so we can see to align it together with the other side. So click on this, lock it back. So we zoom into this part, so you can see it's already a guideline for us to adjust to align it properly. So let's move to the right completely, and yeah, so place this just here. Let's bring it out a little, reduce this side, reduce it back, and place it just here by the edge here. So there we have it. Let's bring it back to the edge. So I've added this. Now we're going to just add our social media icons. So come to our gallery. So first, let's add a YouTube icon. click on our tick mark. You can see let's lock this our image here. You can notice you can't see YouTube image, but you can see it's covering your work if you tap on it. So we'll reduce it and bring it to this side so you can see what we're doing. And we'll zoom in a little to this part here. Drag this down, zoom in again and reduce the size and reduce and try and drop it here. So I've done that. You can arrange it where we want. So next, let's add the other social media icons to our gallery. So next we're going to be adding our Instagram. Okay, your tick mark. Then let's move it this way and reduce it. Okay, reduce it until the perfect size. Then we drag it and drop here. Once we have done that, we'll come back to align it later. So into our gallery again. And just add one more icon. I just add our Facebook icon. So click on tick mark. You can see our Facebook here. Drag it to the edge and reduce it. Keep reducing till you have the perfect size you want. So once you have done that, we'll reduce it and drag it to the bottom. So we're going to zoom in very well to this part, and yeah. So next we'll come to reduce it again. So we'll come to our position. So we're going to move it to the right, and yeah, it's okay. Reduce this and bring it down a little. Do the same thing to this position. Bring it this way. Reduce this, bring it here, and bring it down. Do the same thing to this position, and let's just bring it a little bit to the right and bring it down a little. So here we have it. So what we're going to do, we're going to lock this and zoom out. So you can see our design is taking shape. So come to this side, we'll unlock this and zoom in and tap it. So what we're going to do, tap on it, then come to our relative size. We'll unenable this thing and increase the width. So do that, we'll drag this to this side to have like a link with the wall. So I've done that. We'll leave it like this and move to the other side. Then make sure to lock it back. You can see. So once we have done that, we can decide to mirror this to make it look in the other direction that it is looking. So we'll tap on it and come to 3D rotate and rotate it like this. Yeah, there you have it. Then you come to your position and lift it up. Yeah, tick mark and lock it back. So once I've done with that, now we're just going to be adding some kind of shapes to our design to give beauty to our design. So come and add a circle first. Come to shapes, click on circle. Then we're going to reduce the opacity and come and add a stroke to it. Yeah, that's just right, 10. So we'll change the color to white. Click on our tick mark and reduce the size. If you want, you can still increase the stroke of it. I'm going to keep mine at 25 and reduce the size. Then we can drop one here. Make a copy again. Drag and drop, make a copy. Drop it here. You can reduce the size if we want. After I've done that, I will come to our gallery and add one more update from our gallery. We're adding these wavy lines. This blue color, but we'll change the color to a white color. Once I've added this here, let's come here and come to our color, enable and change it to a white color. So what we're going to do, we're going to place it just above our background. And place it here. So as you have seen, then we can drop this here, and we can choose to reduce the opacity. Count opacity, and you can see reduce the opacity so small that you could barely notice the difference. So before that, let's make a copy of it first and drag this to this side. So now we're going to reduce the opacity very low. Click on tick mark, then we can reduce this one size and drop it just here. Do the same thing, reduce the opacity, make a copy of it again, and place just here above. So I've added that. This is our banner, and we've come to the end of this tutorial, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.